Hey everybody, it's MoNaCo here behind the camera. Wanted to do another little video about some solutions and solubility and saturated, unsaturated situation here. This chemical I hope you recognize from our hydrates lab, copper sulfate pentahydrate. These are the result of a very slow precipitation of an aqueous solution. So about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we did the hydrates lab and we tossed all our waste into this beaker. And at the time, it was full all the way up to where my thumb is with water. So the blue color was actually much more dilute. It wasn't as dark. Well, as the water evaporated slowly, you can kind of see how it like did it in stages, right? Got to a point where the solution became saturated, and for every little bit of water that evaporated, a crystal precipitated out. Now at the bottom of this beaker, we're not done yet. You can see, I hope you can see, there's actually some rather large crystals. Okay, difficult to see because the solution is saturated and concentrated with the aqueous copper sulfate. Oh, there you go. You get a little backlight. You can see some crystal mountains growing in there. I'm going to leave this one still and show you what's going to happen as the water totally dissolves out. In here, we have the same scenario. I just took some of that solution and I let it dissolve, or I'm sorry, dry out, evaporate a little bit quicker. Less volume, quicker evaporation. And here we see the crystals that are forming. Copper sulfate is that nice blue compound. The greenish color and the smaller crystals there are other compounds that were formed when we heated the copper sulfate up in the crucible. So if I were to add water to this beaker, it would dissolve all that blue, dark blue copper sulfate again, and some of the greenish powder would actually stay as a precipitate. It wouldn't dissolve. That's some of the sludge we see on the bottom of this beaker. Right? If I shake it up a little bit, the crystals start moving around and the green compound actually kicks up into solution, making more of a suspension now. So this, as it sits, is not a solution. It is got aqueous ions in it, but as it sits on the counter, it will separate out, and the only thing that will remain in solution is the copper sulfate blue colored ions. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm actually going to scrape all those crystals off the walls, get them to dissolve in the water. Hopefully we can get more awesome crystals like this. So that evaporates, grows crystals at the bottom, which will look like this when it's all done. Then I'll do some kind of filtration and clean those up so that I end up with those, the purified crystals at the end. And what it all means is that we've got a ionic chemical compound dissolved in aqueous solution that as the water evaporates, it will precipitate out and form dirty crystals, which I can then perform a filtration on to clean up, and resulting in a nice purified product at the end, which I will then again use next year and next year and next year and next year. So it's a recycling process. Here we go. We got nice, clean, pure, beautiful recycled crystals from what was otherwise nasty, sludgy waste. So recycling works. Thanks for chilling.